welcome to My.NA Property with Ashwin Mbedi. As you can quite easily perceive, we are joining our anchor sponsor today, Neo Paints, as we find out about how they wrapped up their 2022, in particular, their Big 5 promo, and of course, their plans for 2023. I'm going to be talking to the Managing Director, Mr. Victor Boshoff, as well as the Marketing Manager, Ms. Janine Briedenhann, to find out what Neo Paints has in store for you entering this year.
Neo Paints was founded and established by Hubert Hesse in 1953, making it the largest and oldest paint manufacturer in Namibia. Hesse wanted to make Namibian paint for Namibian conditions and opened the first Neo Paints head office in Windhoek. And up till recently, our headquarters and manufacturing site were located in Bell Street, Southern Industrial. For over 68 years, Neo Paints has created a Namibian legacy of creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation to bring beauty to the harshest environments. We pride ourselves on being a 100% Namibian-owned company and experience utmost gratification to invest in our country and our people. Neo Paints has recently invested in the construction of a new production facility on a 26,000 square meter site in Windhoek. Phase 1 was completed in April 2021, and the second phase was completed in February 2022. This development offers our company the potential to increase production capacity and increase the potential to expand the workforce through a wider distribution footprint into Southern Africa. This new, larger factory lends itself to more state-of-the-art production processes, new innovative product development, and better customer service. Our products are specifically formulated for the harsh Namibian environment by our own paint chemists, which give our company the competitive edge in the Namibian paint market. Neo Paints, a coat of excellence.
So we are now inside Neo Paints, and my goodness, what a year it's been for you. I would like to just think about, reflect on the kind of year it's been for Neo Paints and My.NA Properties. And as we think about that, it's hard for us not to talk about the Big 5 promo. Joining me is the Managing Director, Mr. Victor Boshoff, who I was so excited to start a conversation with. I forgot to introduce him. How are you, sir?
No, we're very good. We're ready for 2023.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And we're looking forward to this new year.
Yes, much to look forward to, especially considering the work that's been done in the past. And of course, we're not just looking at 2022, just the body of work for Neo Paints. You've definitely been painting the Namibian canvas for longer than just about anybody. But let's zoom in on the Big 5 promo. Before we get into the results of it, let's just recap a little bit. What brought about the idea of the Big 5 promo?
Yeah, Ashwin, normally at the end of every year, we do a big promotion. And about for the last 3 months of every year, we do a big promotion. And one of the ideas, one of the concepts that we've always tried to follow is that we give something back to the community as well. And we've done various type of projects, but this year, or not this year, last year, we decided after looking at what is the opportunity, where can we get involved to make a positive difference. The decision was to, part of COVID, some of the industries that was hardest hit was the tourism industry. And obviously we wanted to see how we can give back to the tourism industry and add to the Namibian economy. And then the idea came up, look, part of the tourist industry is foreigners and tourists to come and look at our wildlife.
Yes.
And everybody wants to see the rhinos, and rhinos are close to everybody's heart.
Oh, yes.
And obviously, it's a wonderful cause because they are such unbelievable animals that we just need to do everything in our power to save them for the future generations.
So this is the collaboration with Rhino Mama Project, yes.
And then came the idea to collaborate with them, and then we decided that during this period we're going to have a promotion that ran through the dealers and the hardware stores, where on certain products that we sell, we would donate $3 to the project.
Okay.
And then also customers that bought a product there, they would get a scratch card and scratch, and they could win something themselves.
All right.
So yes, so that was it. Like we said, we had a two-prong approach,
Yeah.
And they would gain through that, and obviously then the rhinos would gain through that, and then there was something in it for our customers as well.
Yes.
And we're very happy with the outcome.
All right.
It was really a great success.
Yeah, I find it quite ironic that you're also protecting the parts of the environment you can't paint, which is of course essential, because when we look at rhinos as Africans, they're part of our family. It's part of what it means to be Namibia. It's taking care of Namibia, and I do think that's a worthy cause to be a part of. So, Rhino Mama Project was a part of this, and you said about $3 from some of the products, the proceeds.
It's our primary products, and I can say, it's going to be roughly around 100 grand that we're going to pay to them.
All right.
So I think that's it's quite a...
That's what I was about to ask. When you say I have goosebumps. Okay, roughly about 100,000. I was speaking to one of the ladies from Rhino Mama Project, I believe it's Jessica. She was talking about, some people also even adopt rhinos, which is about between $7,000 and $20,000. And considering the work that they do, adoption aside, I do think 100,000 could certainly push them forward. I think you can definitely pat yourselves on the back, for that one.
We're very happy everything worked out, and look, they are so wonderful. They gave some great prizes that our customers could win.
Yes,
and all the 3 prizes that they donated all got won. You never know with scratch cards.
Yes, indeed.
If it might be the last one in the box that doesn't get picked.
Yeah.
But so 2 people won 2 weekends there.
All right.
And another person won some meat that they also.
Here I was thinking I had a wonderful holiday.
So their holidays is coming.
Oh yeah, definitely, it's still coming through. All right, so we spoke about the scratch cards. And people's opportunity to win. But it wasn't just an opportunity to win for yourself. From my understanding, for each 40 liters, 20 liters would be donated? Yeah,
look, part of the scratch card competition was there was a few scratch cards across the country that if you won, and it was very specific cards, then you had the opportunity, you first won some paint for yourself. I think it was 40 liters of paint that you could win for yourself. And then you indicated what charities you wanted to give 40 liters of paint to as well. And then we made sure that we got the paint there, and and on behalf of the customer, gave the paint to the 2 specific projects. And I need to read those.
Yeah, sure, by all means. Yeah.
The first was the RC Mission Pastoral Center in Keetmanshoop.
All right. That's a long name, so I'd understand you need to read that. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. And then the other one was the India Daycare in Luderitz.
All right.
So interesting enough, 2 southern towns.
Yes.
They pulled the right cards.
Oh, yes, they pulled the right, and there's a lot of heat that side. So, I think paint is much welcome.
Much needed.
Yes.
I was just there this weekend and it was brutal. I'm glad to be back under the air conditioning.
Yeah. So. But, I do think it's commendable that Neo Paints isn't just giving, you're teaching Namibians to give, because, you could have just ended at you get 40 liters of paint and that would be fair and fine. But giving people the opportunity to support other spaces, other communities, I do think is truly commendable. So is there something, I know it might be a little too early, it is January, there's a lot of planning to go ahead. Is there something similar to the Big 5 promo that we can look forward to in this year? Or are you still kind of sorting out, trying to figure out how you would work that through?
It's still too early.
It's still too
we're still struggling through this financial year's budget, so... And currently we're busy with budgets for the new financial year. like our government, our financial year runs until the end of February. Yeah, and then we'll finalize what we're going to do. I mean, obviously, we are involved with so many schools and so many worthy causes throughout the year, you know. So this is not the end all of it. So that is a continuous process and project. Where we really, unfortunately, it's impossible to be involved everywhere and to help everywhere. But we try and cover as many areas and as many where we can help as much as possible.
All right.
You know,
and so what can Namibia expect from Neo.Paints going forward? What is your message for 2023?
Look, I'm very positive for the long-term economic outlook for Namibia. I think we've come through a very, very difficult period. Hopefully it will stabilize this year, but I think this year is still going to be tough. But if you look at the long-term projects and things happening within the country, and also, you know, the last budget results that came out where our government were able in very difficult times to balance the books again. I think, you know, I'm optimistic about the future. I think we will have to be very conservative for the immediate future. We've done a lot over the last few years with the new factory and the expansions and everything that we do. So for us, to a large degree, this year is a year of consolidation and optimization. So we look at everything that we've done, and now we need to focus on how we best
make the best of it.
Make the best of it.
Consolidation and optimization.
Yeah.
I might add those to my resolutions if it's okay.
Thank you more than well.
Thank you very much, Victor, for having this conversation with me.
And thanks for coming back again and visiting us. We always appreciate, you know, when you guys visit us. And
you know what I appreciate about Neo.Paints is that even when I leave, we're back home together, because it's likely my house was painted by you guys.
Fantastic.
All right, so just talking to Victor Boshoff about the outlook for Neo.Paints, and we were also talking about the Big 5 promo, which we can safely say was certainly a success. Stay with My.NA Properties. Joining me now is Janine Briedenhann, who is the marketing manager for Neo Paints, and we're going to talk a bit about the Rhino Mama projects, their 2022, and of course what they're looking forward to this year. How are you, Janine?
Good, thank you, Ashwin, and welcome here back on site again.
It's good to be back on site. Good to be back on site. So now the Rhino Mama collaboration, Big 5 promo, has essentially come to an end. It's wrapping up. How do you feel the promo went, from your opinion, as marketing manager?
I think the whole idea of a promo is you want to create excitement for your company, for your brand, and also for your consumers. And I think we have achieved that, and then also doing our bit for the Rhino Mama project.
Yes.
And just to create that that instant gratification that I've won something.
Yes.
And the feedback that we've got from the market was very positive, and so I'm happy about that.
All right. So is there going to be a prize giving ceremony? How does that happen?
Yes, we've arranged for the 100,000 that we've managed to get together with the promo to be handed over to the Kifaro Lodge or the Rhino Mama project. And that we'll do hopefully by next week.
All right. Wow, that's very interesting. No, it sounds very exciting. So, I mean, I can imagine, having been part of a project which wasn't just, just the usual marketing and sales, but something that added value to the Namibian community must have been so satisfying. Would you say it was one of the highlights of 2022 at Neo Paints?
We hope so. I think from the year before, when we've done the Golden Project, Find the Golden Paint project,
yes.
We actually started with a campaign of paying it forward.
Yes.
And this year we wanted to take it a step further, and we've got our 2 winners out of this promo. So yes, I think.
Yeah,
it's been a successful year.
I can imagine 2022. So it wasn't necessarily just this in particular. Could you give me just an overview, just from a marketing perspective for Neo Paints? How would you sum up 2022?
Well, I think one of our big events that we had was actually our factory opening. So after 2 years of hard work, we finally could invite our customers and our clients here to our site and have our grand opening, which My.NA Properties was also involved with.
Yes.
So we've sort of ticked that box to say we're officially open and we're fully manufacturing on the site. And that was definitely one of our highlights. And then obviously the final promo of the year, which is our big event on an annual basis, where we focus on our national promo.
Okay.
If I had to look back at from 65, our packaging launch that we've done thereafter, we did the Find the Golden Paint, and then so that's just a bit of historic information.
Yes.
So, and then once again having a successful promotion for 2022.
Yes,
so
indeed.
we've got a lot of things that we can be very proud of for Neo Paints.
Yes. So we're now in 2023. Thankfully, what are the plans, for Neo Paints? Of course, I know you can't get too deep into your plans, but what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, if we make our calculations correctly, we are now 70 years old.
Wow.
So this year we can actually focus on celebrating Neo Paints being a Namibian company for 70 years.
My goodness.
So maybe some exciting promos
Yes.
ahead of us. So
Yes.
watch the space.
Yes, 70 years. And it's fitting because, we've got some of the photos from some of the very first Neo Paints buildings, and it's a place that has been really, truly part of the Namibian canvas for the longest time. I keep saying this, but it's how I feel generally about the spaces and the things that people kind of take for granted but are always there, and that's how I feel about paint. So 2023 is something to look forward to. Do you think there could be something similar to the Big 5 promo? I know I already spoke to Victor. Here's the thing, when you're a broadcast journalist, you're also trying to be a little bit of a prophet, trying to prod into the future. So I'm going to try one more time. Is there anything similar we could look forward to this year?
Well, you always want to do something different, something more exciting than the year before. So we're going to try to top the Kifaro of the Big 5 competition.
Yes.
And then, like I said, big 70 celebrations.
Yes.
And that's all I can say at this
So you can
stage.
say- all right, I mean, 70 years is certainly a lot to celebrate. You know, I did want to find out, you know, when you have campaigns like Big 5 promo, do you find that it draws you to a wider customer base? Or does it, I think naturally it would improve the relationship with the customers who are there, but do you often feel that it translates to that kind of expansion?
We hope so.
Yes.
You always want a campaign to be successful, to get new customers, to get more brand awareness out there, more support for your brand. So the aim of a promotion is obviously to grow your clientele. We've got two channels. We've got our retail and our construction contractors.
Yes.
And you always want to build your relationship with them as well and give them back at the end of the day.
Wow.
So the aim of our promotion is to grow and to be bigger and better than the year before.
All right. Always, I like what you said. It's called what? Forward?
Paying it forward.
Paying it forward. The reason I like that, of course, that's slightly different in the sense that paying it forward is, of course, a little more community-centered. But the reason I mentioned paying it forward is because my surname means forward. And so I'm naturally attached to anyone who's focused on the future. And I quite like that about, about Neo Paints. Yeah. So, of course, you know, you've been in the Namibian scene for a very, very long time. Industry-wise, is there anything that you feel is going to be different this year working in Namibia?
Sure. I think Namibia has gone through a challenge the couple of last years. We want to give back to the community from a Namibian point out what is going to be different.
We'll see.
We'll see.
See.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But if we as a company can make a difference, we will definitely try.
And you have been making a difference for 70 years, and there's something to be said about that.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, good.
Thank you very much, Janine, for having this chat with me.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you.
So I was just talking to Janine, who's the marketing manager for Neo Paints, and naturally her job is layered. She has to see into the future and try to sell the future to us whilst paying it forward. And we truly appreciate people like yourself, Janine, as you continue to help Neo Paints continue to paint Namibia's canvas, rather. Cheers.
The My.NA property focus page is published every Tuesday in the Market Watch, which is inserted into the Republican, Namibian Sun, and Allgemeine Zeitung. The My.NA Properties Focus page provides viewers with the best in-class property content, engaging interviews, the latest property news, property-related products and services, including interior design, decor, DIY, gardening, property finance and insurance, and so much more. For property-related news and advertising, contact My.NA at synergy.com.na and talk to the My.NA property team.
That's it for this episode of My.NA Property at Neo Paints. We found out everything with regarding to the wrapping up of the Big 5 promo, and we're certainly excited about their plans entering 2023. Speaking of 2023, NTV is turning 1 on the 8th of February, and you have an opportunity to celebrate with us. Scan the QR code in the Allgemeine Zeitung, Republican, or Namibian Sun. Answer the question provided, and you could win a DSTV Explorer, DSTV Dish Kit, or a GoTV decoder, or a 3,000 Namibian dollar shopping voucher from the Foschini Group. So do make sure you enter and celebrate with us. From me, Ashwin Mberi at Neo Paints and My.NA Property. Remember, it's always more than just a building.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.